I'm 5 News meteorologist Bella Grace here with your extended forecast. We are watching the skies for a few spotty showers out there this afternoon. Those should be clearing up over the next couple of hours by this evening, and the overnight hours seeing a lot more clear skies. Still a few clouds, but not nearly as many of those sprinkles trying to move in. What we are really watching out for today is this cold front that's trying to trek south. You can see that stretching all the way from Wisconsin all the way down towards Texas. That's trying to move in our way, taking its sweet time, but you can see it's already firing off a few spotty showers in its wake around the Denver area, trying to move towards Oklahoma, a few of those in Iowa and Nebraska. We'll see that a little bit better tomorrow. For right now, we're really watching this low pressure system off to our south that's trying to send in more moisture our way from the Gulf. You can actually see how it's starting to curve a little bit in towards Arkansas rather, and that's sending a lot of moisture our way, trying to pop up a few of those little sprinkles for this afternoon. But like I said, we're really not going to see too much more of them as we get more of this cold northern air to try to push in. We're going to push a lot of those showers out, clear things up for us. But it's in the wake of that front coming through that we'll start to see another round of rain. We can see these little spotty showers continuing to bubble up into the evening on our Thursday. A few of those staying pretty light, but just popping up throughout our evening. We can't rule them out. We're just going to have to deal with these very quick, should be pretty light showers. A lot of us are missing them. We're staying really clear and sunny for some portions of 5 country, but you can see these spotty showers continuing to move through. They should be clearing out the last little bit by about 10:30. Tonight, we're seeing those still kind of lingering around LaFleur and Scott County, but those should be really weakening out as we move into the overnight hours. It's not until tomorrow morning our cold front finally starts to move in and bubbles off a few of these more spotty showers, trying to pick up in its area. You can see where we're getting a lot more moisture. It's going to help to really move these showers and help them build up and develop here in 5 country. So we're seeing that a lot in the River Valley, a few spots in northwest Arkansas as early as about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. If you've got an early morning commute, you're more likely to see these showers. But even if you're moving it out about 8 o'clock in the morning, you're still likely to see a few little sprinkles here and there, likely going to really settle in across the River Valley as we go throughout the day. You can see rain just continuing to move on and off. These are hit or miss showers, so not heavy coverage, just going to see a few of them throughout the day in the River Valley, especially because we've got a little bit more moisture, a little bit more heat, better chances of watching those showers in that area, especially as that cold front slips a little bit further south. It's going to keep rain chances in the River Valley, even though it's going to clear in northwest Arkansas a little bit sooner. So we're seeing that into the afternoon. By the evening hours, 5 o'clock, we're still seeing a few spots, but most of our evenings should be clear after 5 or 6 o'clock. The last of those showers should be cleared out and nothing but sunshine taking over, and then a beautiful sunset and real clear skies to see. Lots of stars, hopefully, because that cold northern air that's coming in is going to dry things out for us. We're going to be looking at almost completely clear skies by Friday evening. Before we get there, though, we're just watching for those isolated showers, partly cloudy skies with a north wind trying to move in. It's not going to drop our temperatures just yet. We are still looking at highs in the mid to upper 80s, about 85 in northwest Arkansas, 89 in the River Valley. So we are going to have another warm day tomorrow. It's not until the weekend that our cold air really slips in. What we're also watching with this changing pattern that we're under is a few stronger wind gusts. Today, we're not seeing too much, maybe a burst in northwest Arkansas in the River Valley around 9 or 10 o'clock, only about 15 miles per hour. It's not until Friday and that front that we really start to see some stronger winds trying to move in. You can actually see where that started to move in over the course of the morning, and strong wind behind the cold front that's going to be blowing in some northern air, keeping things moving a little bit more. Even if we're not seeing those showers, we're more likely going to feel these very strong and gusty north winds. You can see about 130, 20 miles per hour in Fayetteville, 23 in Bentonville and Rogers, trying to move that into the River Valley, and it will get there as we move later into the day, the evening hours. I know Friday football is happening. People are enjoying the start of the weekend. Well, you're going to be dealing with some strong and gusty winds. 25 by about 6:30 in Fayetteville, seeing 23 in Fort Smith and Alma, 20 in Paris, 24 in Waldron. Just some strong winds that are going to linger into the overnight and early morning hours of Saturday, hopefully trying to move those out as we go throughout the weekend. One thing that's settling in for the weekend: cold air. You can see that just sinking in across Arkansas and parts of Oklahoma. All of 5 country is going to be nice and cool as we move into Saturday and Sunday, but by next week, we're actually going to be watching for some warmer air trying to slip back in. Now, that's going to help to warm our temperatures back up after this large area of low pressure, which is bringing our cold front tomorrow, dropping in, cooling things down for our weekend. And then we've got a bit of a ridge, a little bit of high pressure trying to build in across the southern portions of the U.S. That's going to help to really warm our temperatures up. We're going to see a slight increase in those temperatures from our very cool weekend. Our fall-like weekend might start to slip back into the high 80s next week, but it won't last too long. We're getting a glimpse of another low pressure system trying to move across the U.S. by late next week. That should be dropping our temperatures down a little bit more later in the week, but for the time being, after that cold comes in and moves through over the weekend, a lot more warm air trying to make its way into 5 country, Arkansas, Oklahoma, above average for this time of the year as we get a little bit further into September. We definitely started off on the cool side. We got excited and real used to these cool mornings, nice fall weather, but we're slipping back towards normal and even a little bit above normal. We shouldn't be seeing too much in the way of rain, though. That dry air is definitely going to come in to help us out. One thing that's really nice to look out over the next couple of days is our morning temperatures. We're going to be spending a lot of our mornings nice and cool, at least for the weekend and the start of next week, even as our afternoon temperatures start to rocket a little bit more. A lot of dry air sitting over us. We're not worried about rain showers, which means our overnight temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler. We're going to get to keep a lot of that cooler air around for a little bit longer. So you can see we're dropping into the 50s by Sunday. Even some spots could see some 40s, but likelihood is the majority of us going to stay in the 50s and keep those morning cool 50s into the middle of the week. It's not until the later week that we start to get a little bit more humidity to build up and a little warmer in the way of temperatures for our morning. You can see that in the River Valley ahead, mid 50s, even some lower 50s trying to work in on Monday, and then slowly working back towards the 60s. These afternoon temperatures, take a look at the drop between tomorrow and Saturday. 85 for Friday, all the way down, almost a 10-degree drop, 9 degrees. For Saturday, we're going to be in the 70s, around 76. It's going to be a slow and gradual climb back up from there, but you can see we'll be back in the mid 80s by the middle to end of next week. We're getting that little bit of ridge to come in, heat us up a little bit, trying to get those temperatures back or slightly above normal. We're seeing that in the River Valley as well, but not quite making it to the 70s over the weekend. We are staying in the low 80s. Even those low 80s going to feel so nice, almost like fall is here. And then we get into the week and heat starts coming right back. It's a bit of a trick for us. We're going to see those warmer temperatures by Wednesday in about 87. We can see that on the 10-day forecast as well. You can see about 20% chance of showers for tomorrow, dropping off as we get into the weekend. Tons of clear skies. You can see how those dry air that's coming in is going to keep skies really sunny into the week. Not until the later week when we start to see hints of another low pressure system that we might start to see a few clouds roll back in. Even then, it's looking pretty clear. As we get much later in the week, that's when we start to see a slight chance of a few showers coming our way, still feeling very nice and warm in the mid 80s, so above average for the middle of September. You can see even some high 80s in the River Valley, just sticking with those warm temperatures through the end of next week. A few more clouds trying to move in by Friday of next week. We've got plenty of time and plenty of sunshine to enjoy before we get there, with those 80s coming in for this weekend. It's going to be a really beautiful fall weekend for us. Really great time to be outside and enjoying a nice cooler time. Drink your warm drinks, get your flannels out and your sweaters, because it'll be a nice weekend, at least in Northwest Arkansas, to enjoy that. If 80 is a little bit too warm for you to pull those sweatshirts out in the River Valley, it's still going to be a really beautiful day. That has been your extended forecast. I'm 5 News meteorologist Bella Grace.